Well, we're back again with Rob Gamble on Remodel Answers, and we're going to be talking about the hidden costs of liability. Now, this doesn't is one of those things that sometimes things are going well, and you just don't see it. But when it goes bad, it can go really bad. So, Rob, why is it that it's so expensive for a firm like yours to do the jobs that you do at the cost you do?
Well, there's insurance is number one, and
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
well, workman's comp is the main thing that you need to be concerned about when you hire a contractor. You want to make sure they have viable workman's comp because ultimately the homeowner is responsible. You're in their home, and if someone was to get hurt on their home, that if they don't have workman's comp, they could come back after the homeowner, and that's part of our competition. I always recommend checking the contractor's board. Make sure they have a valid license, number one. Because a lot of guys, I've checked myself, and I've seen people that doing business, they say they have a contractor's license. Well, granted they do, but a lot of times they're, suspended or not being able to use it because they don't have the bond, they don't have the insurance. And ultimately, especially today where it's really tight, businesses, you got to carry all this stuff and it's very expensive. But, the homeowner needs to be aware that if there's something happening, there could be things that come back at them that could be very costly.
Rob, when it comes to, working in a house, you're maybe focusing on one area. Let's say that you're focusing on an upstairs bathroom. And in the process of carrying tile, whatever it is, something gets broken. Whose insurance covers that?
It would be under the contractor.
Really?
If you break something, yeah. I'm lucky. I've had very little problems over the years as far as that goes, so thank God. But if you damage something in a person's home, you're responsible for that. To replace it, repair it. So that's a big deal.
And that's an insurance policy then that you have to carry.
Correct. That would be a liability insurance. It's not. You don't have to carry it by law. There again, something hopefully you don't have to use, but
Yeah.
if you do, make sure you take care of it.
Well, Rob, and let's talk about the ugly side of it. Let's say that you build a deck, and you got all your friends, you're doing the barbecue, you're excited about that brand new deck, and the deck gives way and hurts somebody. Now, our contractors, do they have insurance for that?
Well, that'd be under a liability, but there again, hopefully, in that experience, that the deck was designed properly, or if it's not installed right, then definitely the contractor. Right. I mean, I've seen things on the news where people have parties and the decks collapse.
That's
major problems. They basically just nailed into the walls and wasn't properly bolted and fastened, and so that's where really people cut corners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saved this much money, but then in the long run, someone got hurt or
Right.
things like that.
No, happy customer call.
Oh yes.
All right, let's just do that last part. So,
or turn it off to vibrate.
no problem.
Let's get this on film.
He's getting calls, folks, as we speak.
Oh, he's in trouble.
No. All right, so you're saying so sometimes decks have fallen apart, and you were saying, how is it that that happens?
Well, generally speaking, if say you have a deck, hopefully it's designed properly.
Right.
And brought up into code, right railing sizing, heights. But the key factor is, how is it structurally sound? Is it attached properly to the house? Are there proper piers? Or the beam sized correctly? But that comes into having an engineer, architect, drawing up the proper plans. And definitely on a deck that you're maybe up on the second story, you definitely want to make sure that it is designed properly, because I haven't personally experienced it, but I've seen it on the news, and it's pretty traumatic. So that comes into the quality of a job, having the right architect, engineer, contractor doing.
But that all costs money, though.
I know, that's right. It all costs money, but in the long run, If you have someone or some people that can possibly get injured or fatally, injured, that's a minimum cost in my opinion.
That's true. It's like my mom used to always say to me, much longer is it going to take you to drive slowly than it was to drive fast? If you get in an accident, she said you're going to be held up for a lot longer than, a couple red lights.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, so cautious on any kind of major construction, making sure you're getting it done properly and the proper planning and understand, what you're getting into. And I always say with contractors, look at the work they've done before. Talk to their clients, and physically go look at the work and see the quality and how things are put together. Because there is definitely other quality contractors out there, and then there's some that are not so good.
Just like in any profession.
Yes, that's true.
Well, thank you so much, Rob. We've been talking about the hidden costs that come and sometimes get a hold of homeowners when they least suspect it by sometimes choosing the low price leader. So please stay tuned with us as we go through other remodel answers, and we'll be talking with Rob Gamble and seeing a little bit more of his insights of over 30 years of experience. And if you want some more information, you can go to remodelanswers.com.